And as your president, I will not let you down. God bless you.
Governor DeSantis, thank you. Governor DeSantis, thank you.
Last night was yet another Republican primary debate, which of course did not include Trump, which means this debate really means nothing. But I got some highlights or lowlights for your entertainment because, of course, let's get serious here. Were there nuanced discussions around the Middle Eastern conflict? Thoughtful ideas around the economy, or detailed explanations about what to do with the climate crisis? No, of course not. This is a Republican debate. Why would I even bother trying to get any details here or try to push back against any of their garbage when all of it is so clearly garbage on its face? So what I got here are the fun highlights for the most part. Of course, there's a lot of ridiculousness and some policy kind of mixed in here, but we'll get to all that, including my favorite highlight of the night. But first here, 5 candidates on stage this time. So they cut off most of the fat. There are 5 people who are somewhat recognizable to most people. So we got Chris Christie, Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, and Tim Scott. This is how polling currently sits. This is from 538. Trump still way ahead, of course, sitting at 56.6%. There is no reason at all for him to include himself in the debate, so he didn't. Next up, DeSantis sitting at 14.1%, Haley at 8.7%, Ramaswamy at 5.3%, and Chris Christie at 3.1%, and Tim Scott 2.2%. So those are your 5 in the debate. I guess you could say this is a debate for VP, but I don't think Trump is going to choose his VP based on who performs the best here. It's going to be whoever is the kindest to him. That's generally how Trump operates. So I don't even know what any of this is for except to maybe sell books. But let's get to the first highlight. This was a great moment, and it's only 6 seconds long.
And as your president, I will not let you down. God bless you.
Governor DeSantis, thank you.
What is this? Ron DeSantis, this is I think every debate he's done this, where he doesn't know how to smile. It's like he's reciting in his mind, okay, after I say this opening statement, or after I say this line, I have to remember to smile. And his face is like fighting itself. It's like,
Governor DeSantis, thank you.
Do I use my tongue to smile? Right? No, that's not right. Put the tongue back. There we go. I don't know. If you told me that aliens exist and they walk among us, this man is not human. Let's get to the next highlight of the night. So this near the end, there's no point playing the whole thing, but Vivek wants to build a wall. Not just any wall, but 2 walls. One of them on the northern border with my country, Canada. Check out. And you'll see, he quotes Wayne Gretzky here.
Americans. So we got to just skate to where the puck is going, not just where the puck is. Don't just build the wall, build both walls. Can't just complete the wall, use the military to seal the Swiss cheese for the tunnels that they're actually building underneath that wall.
Thank you, Mr. Ramaswamy.
Be practical and actually get this job.
Now, it's unclear if the tunnels he is discussing are also on the northern border. You know what? Yes, please build a wall on the Canadian border to keep Americans out. I am perfectly okay with that. Maybe the best policy proposal I heard all night. Let's get to the next clip here. This, I have to say, is my personal highlight of the night because of the way Vivek ends this clip.
The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better. You have the likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that's wrong when Republicans do it or Democrats do it. That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got 2 of them on stage
Mr.
tonight.
Ramaswamy, thank you.
Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels. We got 2 of them. He's talking about old Ronnie here. Look at his face. So I covered last week, I think, the whole Ron DeSantis secretly wearing heels in his boots story. He was on the PBD podcast and they brought it up to him and you know, he kind of sidestepped the question. But before I get to more on that, let me just first show Nikki Haley's reaction to this clip, and then I'll get to the Ron DeSantis heels stuff.
I'd first like to say they're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
We've got 2 of you on stage.
The second thing that I will say is I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition. What we said first like to say they're 5.
I don't even know what that means. They're for ammunition? Okay. I guess it's like, I don't know. Girl power, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. What a weird line. Terrible comeback. But we'll get to a better Nikki Haley moment in a minute here. But I got to get back to Ron DeSantis and these heels. So Wu-Tang Kids shared this on Twitter. This is Ron DeSantis during the commercial break, one of the commercial breaks. Check out his walk here. Looks like I don't know. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. So again, picture. That doesn't look like a man who's comfortable walking. Which could go to the fact that he's an alien, or it's possible he's wearing quite the heel in those boots. So, man, something's going on there. So I'm not going to go deeper into this heel discussion because I did it last week. You can go watch that video. But he knows, he has seen the data around how important height can be in an election. But it's so wild to me that DeSantis' entire focus is on appearances, is on these superficial things that he thinks, they're going to really matter in this race. When the real issue is that you're down this far in the race. Being a little bit taller on stage, smiling after your lines in a debate, these aren't the things that are going to win you the election. You're not going to win the election. But if you were, you would have to differentiate yourself in some other way. Not try and just play this game of appearances with the rest of the candidates. It's so weird to me that a lot of the focus from his campaign is so much on that stuff. But there's also this. So there's another commercial break, or this may be after the debate, but it was commercial break. So he stumbled down the steps, as Aaron Rupar writes here. If Joe Biden did this, Hanley would be in the anchor chair right now for special breaking coverage. So check out this moment.
Oh, where's he going? Oh, where's he going? Oh.
So he stumbles a bit there off stage. Again, clearly he's uncomfortable in those shoes and doesn't yet know how to really walk properly in them. All right. Here we go. This is, I don't know. Everyone looks terrible here, but check this out.
How do you get TikTok banned if you use it?
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Your adult daughter. The next generation of Americans are using it, and that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're just
the easy
scum.
answer is actually to say that we're just going to ban one app. We got to go further.
Oh, I was on mute. So Nikki Haley calling Vivek scum This is the most talked about moment today, which is kind of surprising to me. I guess there wasn't really a whole lot to go off of, but it's not that big of a deal. But that's maybe a highlight for Nikki Haley. I don't know. No one looked good. I didn't watch the whole thing because I'm not insane. But from the variety of clips I came across, I don't know. Seems like a weird moment to stand out for most people, but that's what made a lot of the headlines. This comment he's making about TikTok, he's actually right. Like, if Republicans want to reach younger voters, I don't think TikTok is the solution, but to run away from it is not helpful. That said, Vivek is also the guy that said he wanted to raise the voting age. So to both pretend you care so much about younger voters while saying you want to raise the voting age is also a little bizarre. But this is what you should expect from this kind of scum on stage. And I'm speaking of all of them here. So last couple clips, I just want to highlight the reactions to this because they were both asked about this the next day, which being today. So here's Nikki Haley on Fox News.
Not to continue on the personal here, but the microphone caught the words. We heard you say you are scum. Do you want to continue with that today?
Why is Bill Hemmer? Why is he so moved by this? He's like so bothered that Nikki Haley said scum. You guys elected Trump, Donald Trump, and you are hammering Nikki Haley over calling Vivek scum? Bizarre, very bizarre shit. You could almost say this is sexist because if Donald Trump had called somebody scum, I don't think he would be asked about it in the serious way that Bill Hemmer here is asking Nikki Haley.
Do you want to continue with that today? Do you feel the same way?
I mean, Bill, that was showing a lot of restraint. That's all I'll say. That was showing a lot of restraint.
Okay.
What? I don't know what's going on with Bill, but good on Nikki Haley for not backing down from that comment. Last clip here is Vivek responding. So check this out.
Called out Nikki Haley's daughter for using TikTok. She then called you scum. Why did you go after her family and her clothing? No woman's going to like that.
Well, I'm going to tell you, she called me 4-letter words in each of the last 2 debates, Stuart. The reality is this. The Republican Party has appropriately, I think, had scrutiny of Hunter Biden for years. I mean, not only the media, but even Republican politicians correctly. In the last debate, she's actually saying that she said, I feel dumber every time I hear you speak. That's what she said for using TikTok. The criticism wasn't of Nikki Haley's daughter. It was of Nikki Haley for being completely oblivious to where the next generation of Americans is actually getting their information. So my view is that we do better by showing up. Nikki Haley wants to go the way of censorship. I want to go the way of free speech. She wants to go the way of withdrawing from talking to young people. My point is, young people, even in your own family or on that next generation platform, we need to talk to them directly.
Okay.
She's on the other side, Nikki, is of this generational divide, and that's what I was pointing out.
Oh yes, generational divide. I can't decide if Vivek is more of a car salesman or more of a radio host. His whole presentation. If anyone needs to work on their presentation, it's Vivek. Like Ron DeSantis, sure. He also, he's terrible in terms of lack of charisma. But Vivek just comes off so phony. And whatever. What are we even debating? Why does any of this matter? It doesn't matter. Who cares how terrible all these people look? None of this matters. Even if, let's say, Trump can't run. Maybe he's behind bars and he can't run for, I'm not sure the legality around that. From what I'm hearing, he can still run behind bars. But let's just say, for whatever reason, Trump is out of it. I'm not even sure any of these 5 are really next in line. They might get some other celebrity out of nowhere to jump in and be like, I want to be the candidate. And then if that celebrity is big enough, that's it. So, I don't I really think these debates are just absolutely pointless. But I guess there's more coming. I don't know. I will tell you once again, I will not watch the full things. Because every time I watched, well, I guess there were 3 already, 3 or 4, I don't even know. But I watched all of them. And they are soul-sucking. It is just, they're full of hate, stupidity, saying the same shit they have regurgitated again and again, but doing it in different ways. It's just, they're exhausting. And to now know that there are these debates going on and they're actually not important at all and they don't require me to watch the full thing, even better. But who do you think won the debate? From what I was seeing, Chris Christie probably performed the best. He seemed like the most, for lack of a better term here, presidential. But it really was just a complete mess. And I don't know. Republican voters definitely don't care about Chris Christie. So it's really down to Trump or some other celebrity.